time for another drawing adventure, and today we're drawing the piranha. So grab yourself a sheet of paper and a pencil and we'll get going. Starting off with a circle, which is going to be the head of the piranha, head, gills. Then we're going to add a bit of the body there. Do this sort of, I don't know what that shape is there, if you can copy that shape. And another one here. This drawing shouldn't be too hard to do, but it should look awesome. So a few sort of brackets laying on this side there. And roughly where the eye is. A few swishy bits for the tail there. Using lots of sort of brackets and letter U's, half circles. Things you've probably been using all your life when you write. Here's a little V down there and a bit of a fin there. So what I do is I usually just mark in some rough shapes and then correct those shapes or refine those shapes if you like. Pectoral fin can come out there. I'll have to pop another dorsal fin up here. Right there. And putting in the mouth where all the damage happens. There it is. It's a cool looking fish. Or is it just there's been so many movies that's created a legend about this creature? So just going over the eye a bit. Darkening in a bit of it, but leaving a little bit of white at one end, at the top there. Working on those mouth bits. And as you can see this happening, I'm putting just to the right of me here a little picture of the face of the finished piranha, so you have a good idea of where I'm going with this. They've got great big hunching backs on them. So with my eraser I can just take out some of the guidelines that I've altered. Like I say, refining would be the word. I'll stuff it. I just make mistakes and just go over it. You got to start somewhere, just chuck down some lines and then just do the corrections. Or if you want to be positive, say refinements. Working on those gills there a bit. And this line running through there, that lateral line. So what I'm going to do now is a little bit of cross-hatching with a pencil. So lines one way, then lines the other way, sort of gives a scaly sort of a look, which might be just what this actual subject needs. Working on that mouth a bit more. And shading under that chin and mouth a bit. And strengthening up that pectoral fin. A few stripes running through there. And some more cross hatching. You notice that when I do the stripes in the fin and when I do the cross hatching, don't do it that careful. I do it sort of fast because quicker, faster lines will give you a smoother line. Whereas if you're a little bit timid, the line's not as smooth. So you just flick it away like you don't care. That's one of the tricks of drawing, really. It's the confidence. And it's in pencil. You can always sort of rub things out, erase things, or correct things. So more cross-hatching, more scaly bits. Now that second dorsal fin there. Each time I have a fin, or in this case a tail here, a little bit protrudes into it, and that's the muscle to operate that fin. So here I go again with the sort of the flicky lines. I'm not taking it all the way to the edge. You gotta leave some bits blank, otherwise the whole thing just looks grey. And more flicky lines. And to the left you can see that I've put up an image of the tail, just so you can sort of see what the finished tail looks like. So if you're having trouble following what I'm doing, you can at least see the finished product and have a go at that. A bit more shade on the head. Now that's sort of the humpy back bit. More of this cross-hatching. I think it's working quite well as both shading and scale texture. Now I'm shading a bit. So I put the pencil on its side, so most amount of the graphite hits the paper. It's a little bit softer, but it's softening out some of those scales which may be just a little bit too bold or a little bit too distinct. I want to sort of soften them or make them a bit more subtle. Let's work on this dorsal fin up here. Refine a few shapes here. And a little bit more shade on the face here. Time to go in and do a few more facial details. A zigzag line there. Then I go over the zigzag line to make the teeth there, that interlock. And working on the bottom lip there. It's got to be a little bit more than the top lip. It protrudes a bit. As you can see on the right here, there's a picture of that nice face again where it's finished. Let us know in the comments below whether the inserting the finished bits of the picture is actually helping you draw. I'd love to know, because it's something I've been experimenting with this one and the last one I did. Because sometimes it's not always easy with my hand in the way to see what I'm actually drawing here. Oh, he looks like he's a biter now, doesn't he? Whereas they probably don't even deserve their reputation for being human eaters. I mean, I'm sure they eat people when people are dead, but I don't think there's ever been an actual scientific recorded case of them killing a person to eat. There's been lots of urban legends about it and lots of movies made about it, but I don't think the science is there to support it. They have to be provoked into an attack, and I think there'd have to at least be somebody wounded, or I don't know. I'm certainly not a piranha expert. So I'm just darkening in some of the lines here, refining it. You see the whole thing looks a little bit grey, so giving it an outline makes it stand out from the background a bit. So nothing special here, just going over the lines I've already got there, making some a bit bolder, just pressing a little bit harder. Working on that face again. And just softening a few areas. We're getting close to finished, but there is another important thing I've got to do here. After I just put a bit more shade in here, like I say, that's making the crosshatch scaly bit a little bit more subtle. Just refining the shading around the face. Again, with the face on the right hand side of the screen here, you can see the finished face, how that is, and you work towards that. It's looking pretty good, except there is something missing. For the red-bellied piranha, and I'm getting a finer pencil for this, it has all these little silvery dots all over its side. So I'm just putting in here with this it's a mechanical pencil. It's a little bit finer than the one I was using, but just marking in everywhere I can find a possible blank spot between the hatching. Just little circles like this. And those circles are the finishing touches. So I hope you found this little draw along helpful. You may have learnt something, may have stopped a bit of boredom in the lockdown, and I'll catch you in the next video, which should be out tomorrow.